Hello, am I audible?
Sir, yes, sir.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Okay, very good. Very good morning, my dear students.
Good morning, sir.
33 participants. Okay. We will wait for 1 or 2 minutes, then we will start the lecture. By that time, can anyone just recap what we have studied in the last class? Any one of the students?
Placing of dimensions.
We have seen dimensions. Any other topic?
Projections.
Projection we have started, okay, and we have seen the basics also about what is your graphics, okay. Then we have seen few examples for what is its application in different domain, and then we have please mute yourself, okay.
Mute puppy.
Some disturbing noise is coming. Yeah. If you have to say or convey any message, you can use your chat box. Okay, so if you'll type anything, I can see and I will respond based on that. So as you can see on your screen, orthographic projection is written. So today we will be looking after what is orthographic projection? In the last class already we have started, and the theory of projection, what are the different methods of projection. In different methods of projection, we will see your first angle, what is first angle, what is third angle. Then we will see examples. Okay. After doing all these things, if time will permit me, I will show you the interface of your software as well. Okay, AutoCAD software we will see also. Okay, so let's start. This we have seen in the last class, that what is projection? It is nothing but we have an object over here. Okay, let me adjust the camera. Yeah, so this was your plane of projection. Plane of projection is nothing but the screen, in simple language that I have told you. What is plane of projection? It is nothing but your screen. Okay, this one is your object. Object you can see here, that is placed, and this is your observer. Okay, observer. Keep this in mind because this term we will be using afterwards also. This is your observer. Okay, so this already we have discussed. These planes we have discussed. In planes we have seen what is your horizontal plane, what is your vertical plane. Okay, and we have discussed with some examples also for better clarity. So this horizontal plane and vertical plane is called as your principal plane. Keep this in your mind because this is a Viva question. What is meant by principal plane? So you have to answer. Principal plane is nothing but horizontal plane and the vertical plane. Okay. After principal planes, we have also seen auxiliary plane. In auxiliary plane, we have seen auxiliary vertical plane. Auxiliary vertical plane is perpendicular to the horizontal plane and it is inclined with some angle. You can see here some angle is there with your vertical plane. It is making some angle. Okay, this plane is making angle and here it is represented with phi. Okay, now auxiliary inclined plane, it is perpendicular to the vertical plane and making some angle with HP. Okay, so here you can see this is the angle that is being made with the horizontal plane and it is represented by theta. It is represented by theta. So this is your auxiliary inclined plane and the third one is your profile plane. What is profile plane? It is perpendicular. You can see the sign of perpendicularity. It is perpendicular to both horizontal as well as your vertical plane. Okay. Let me keep my stylus so that I will get okay. Yeah. So this is about your different planes. Now I would like to show you one setup. Yeah. One glass board you can see on my hand. Okay. Let me stop the screen share so that it will be more visible. And I hope the concept of horizontal plane and vertical plane is clear to all of you. Is it clear to all of you? Type yes in the chat box. Let me see.
Yes, sir.
How many
Yes,
you
sir.
type in the chat box? Don't give audio reply until and unless I will ask. Yeah, very good. Yeah, I want to see how many of you are actively listening to the lecture. Very good. Okay. Now we will see few more examples. Okay. I will show you. First, I will stop the screen share. Yeah. One glass board is there in my hand. Okay. Some foldable things, hinge joints are made. So I will open it. Yeah. So if you are the observer, if you are looking it on your screen, suppose this is perfectly horizontal. Okay. Now, what is this one? Which plane? Now one can unmute and you can tell. Okay, because I'm holding
Horizontal.
this glass table.
Horizontal.
Yes, this is your
Horizontal
horizontal
plane.
plane, and this
Horizontal
is
plane,
your.
sir.
Vertical plane.
Vertical plane.
Vertical plane.
If all you people will say like this, then I will be listening to you only. Okay. So better let me open my chat box and communicate with you through this only. Yeah. So this is your vertical plane and this is your horizontal plane. Okay. Now talk about quadrant. If the one object, suppose, let me bring one object to you. Yeah. What is this?
Cube.
Cube.
This is not cube. This is cuboid.
Object.
Okay. So if it is, I have kept it here. If I have kept it here, okay, on which quadrant it is located?
It is located in first quadrant.
Quadrant.
First quadrant.
First
Okay.
quadrant.
Type in your chat box, because so many people are saying at once, so it will be very difficult to understand me. Okay. Yes, like this you have to type in your chat box whatever is your answer. Okay. So this is the object in first quadrant. Very good. Now in terms of horizontal plane and vertical plane, you have to reply in the chat box. It is placed on horizontal plane. So what you will say, it is above HP or below HP? Type in the chat box. Above HP or below HP?
Above HP.
Very good. Yes. Now it is in front of
Good.
VP or it is behind VP? Type in the chat box.
Front of.
In short form also you can write. Okay, in front of VP. Very good. So we can say that this object that you can see here, it is placed above HP in front of vertical plane. Okay. Similarly, suppose now I am keeping this object on this side. Please, all of you mute yourself. Okay. Yeah. So if the object is now placed on this side, now you type in the chat box its position in terms of HP and BP. It is above HP, it is behind vertical plane. Okay. If this is your vertical plane, it is horizontal plane. So this is your first quadrant. Now the object is in second quadrant and it is above HP and behind VP. It is behind your vertical plane. Okay. Likewise, if I'll keep the object over here, so we are coming in cycle, first quadrant, second quadrant. After this, this will be your third quadrant, then it will be your fourth quadrant. Okay. So now if the object is placed over here, it is below HP, behind VP. Okay. And when the object is here, it is below HP, in front of VP. So relative to your horizontal plane and vertical plane, this is how we can tell the placement of any object. Any object. Okay. Now we will be focused more on first quadrant and third quadrant. Why it is so? This question will be answered in the later part of this lecture. Okay, so stay connected. Okay. So again, I'm going to share the screen. Yeah. The planes we have discussed. This quadrant you have seen just now as an example. Also, I have shown you what is your horizontal plane, what is your vertical plane. Okay. What is your different four quadrants. Also, we have seen first quadrant, second, third, and fourth. You need to see this orientation. We are going in anti-clockwise direction. Okay. We are going in anti-clockwise direction. Suppose this is your board. Okay, and I'm dividing it in 4 equal halves. This is your first, second, third quadrant, and this will be your fourth. So you have to remember this, that we are coming in anti-clockwise direction. Okay, quadrant system is moving in anti-clockwise direction. Theory of projection, it is based on two variables, line of sight and plane of projection. Now, what is line of sight? That we have seen in the first slide. Yes, this is your line of sight. Or in other terms, we can say it as your projector lines. Okay, the lines here, they all are originating with single point. Okay, so this is your line of sight and this is your plane of projection. This is your plane of projection. So based on these two parameters, based on these two variables, okay, this is your line of sight and plane of projection. Theory of projection is based. Okay, so now let's see what is theory of projection. Theory of projection, a plane of projection is an imaginary flat plane upon which image created by line of sight is projected. This definition we have already seen in your previous class. Here we are defining what is plane of projection. This term, what is this plane of projection? So this is nothing but it is an imaginary flat plane upon which image created by the line of sight, image created by the line of sight is projected. That is nothing but your projector screen in simple language that I will tell you. Okay, now come to the second point. Image is produced by connecting the points where the line of sight pierces the projection plane. Okay, where the line of sight pierces the projection plane. So if you will go back to your first example, here you can see this line of sight, they are going through these object edges and it is piercing this plane of projection. Okay, so this is about your second point. Yeah, in effect, the 3D object is transformed into 2D representation. Keep this in your mind. In orthographic projection, what we are doing, we are transforming any 3D object into your 2D representation. Okay, we are transforming this 3D object into your 2D representation. Okay, this is also called as your projection. The paper or computer screen on which the drawing is created is your plane of projection, as I have told you when I was explaining that figure. Okay, so any computer screen or piece of paper, whatever you are keeping to put the shadow or put the projections or line of sight got piercing on those slides or paper or computer screen, that is called as your plane of projection, that we have seen already in your example. Okay, now we have two methods of projection. As I have told you earlier also, we have two methods of projection. The first one is called as your perspective and the second one is your parallel projection. Now we will see what is the difference between this perspective plane and what is the difference between your parallel method. Okay, one by one we will see. Here you can see one observer is there. The observer is represented with this symbol. Okay, this is the observer or the station point or one point view. You can see the light rays are emanating from this point and it is going, okay, it is going in this direction, passing through this point. So you can see here the image of this 3D object we are projecting on a plane which is in front of the object. This is also that you can observe here. Here, the plane of projection. This is your plane of projection. This blue color one plane is there. This is your plane of projection. It is in between This is your observer. This is your observer. This is your plane of projection. This is your object. Why I am writing this? Because it is having some significance. Okay, we will see the location of this observer, plane of projection, and then your object. What is its significance? Can we shuffle this position? So what will happen? We will see in the later part of the slide. So the point to be noted here in this slide is we are emanating the light source, or it is origin point is a single point. The light rays are originating from a single point. And one more thing that you can observe here, the object size and your projection size. Is it same or different? The size of the projection that we have observed, different. This one, the projection that we have received here, it is smaller in size. Okay, so this is the problem. If we will keep this plane of projection behind this object, then that image that you will obtain, that will be of bigger size. Okay, so this is the problem with this projection method, that is perspective projection. So points that you have to keep in your mind is, in perspective projection, the light source is originating from a single point. Okay, and the projections that you are getting, it is not equal to the original size of the object. It is little bit smaller or bigger. Okay, and this is one of the real example what we see from our eyes. Okay, suppose you are moving on to some road and you can see the street light that is somewhere on one side of the road. If you will observe, can you mute yourself? 1139 and 1081. Yeah. So if you are going through a street lane, you will see street lights on the both sides. Here in the image, you can see some street lights. It is not clearly visible, but assume that it is over here. After a certain distance, you will again see one more lamp post. Again, if you will see here, it will be like this. So once that object is coming closer to the viewer, you can see it appears to be of longer length, and the one which is far away from your eyesight, you feel that it is little bit smaller height. Okay, so this is the case with perspective projection or your perspective view also. This is the realistic view. Okay, anyhow, the length of those electric poles are of equal length. We all know that. But anyway, the one which is far away from us, it seems to be little bit smaller in size. Why? Because the light source are emanating from a single point. Okay, so object, if the plane of projection is held before the object, here you can see, we will get a smaller image. If it is behind the object, you will get a larger image. Okay, so this is about your perspective projection. In perspective projection, I have written few points here. Distance from the observer to the object is finite. Okay, distance from the observer to the object is finite. Keep this in your mind. This finite I am highlighting. Okay, the distance between the observer and the object, lamppost or any object, it is finite, means we can measure it. Okay, and the object is viewed from a single point. Second point to be noted. Okay, the projectors are not parallel. Third point to be noted. Water projectors, as I have already told you, these lines, the lines that is passing Here you can see they are not parallel. Okay. So point number one, the distance between object and the observer is finite. The object is viewed from a single point number two, and the projectors are not parallel. This is the point number three. If anybody asks you in your Viva question about this, what is perspective projection, then you have to tell these 3 points. Okay. Now, perspective projection mimics what the human eyes, as I have already told you. Okay. These views are difficult to draw because their size will vary based on the distance between the observer and the object. So, we do difficult to draw this perspective projection. So in engineering drawing, we don't follow this perspective view. What we follow? We follow orthographic projection or parallel projection. So you can call it as or orthographic projection. Now, what is the difference between this parallel projection, this figure and the previous one? You have to pay attention here. Here you can see, as the name is itself telling you, it is parallel. So light rays are parallel, or the projector lines, you can say, they all are parallel to each other. They are not originating from a single point. This is your observer. And when this will happen, when the object or the light source of the observer is very far away, or you can say it is infinite viewport. The observer is placed at infinite location, then only you will receive these parallel lines or parallel projectors. Yes, very good. One student has given one of his observation that the size in parallel projection are same. You can see here clearly that whatever is the size of this object, here you can see the same size you are obtaining at this location also. Same size, exactly same. And this is happening because of this parallel line of sight. Okay. So from the previous projection, what we have seen, I have given you 3 points. Now from this figure, what are those 3 points? Type in the chat box. Those points were based on the distance of the observer. Here the observer is at infinite distance. Okay. The second point was your these line segments, they are not parallel in the previous case. Here the projector or the line segment is parallel. So you can say that projectors are parallel. Okay. And the third point, same size. Size is same for the object. This is your plane of projection. Okay. So these are the difference between your parallel projection and your perspective projection. Okay. Here distance is immaterial because the distance from the observer to the object is infinite. Okay. Projection lines are parallel, second point, and object is positioned at infinity. So these are the points that you can observe from these two figures. Now, we will see when the object is placed in first quadrant. A very simple object we have considered here. you can see the object at this location. It is a simple cube, a cuboid, okay, or a box shape. Here you can see. Suppose the observer is looking from this side, this big arrow. If the observer is looking from this side, this blue color, what you can see here, this blue color, okay, this will be the front view. So how the lines are projecting, you can observe it from here. Red color was good. The projectors are going from this location and it is falling on the plane of projection from all the four corners. So you are getting the size equals to what you have, the original size of the object in the front view here. Okay, so this is your front view. Similarly, if you are looking from the top side, okay, here you can see if the observer is looking from the top side, you will get the top view over here. How you will get? The projection lines will come to the downside, parallel lines. If we will use scale, we will get the straight line, okay. And this is PP. What is the full form of PP? Type in the chat box. Full form of PP. Profile plane. Very good. Okay. Or this is also called as side view. Okay. Here, if you are looking it from the side, SB is representing your side view. Okay. So if you are looking it from the side view, the projections are going like this and they are falling onto your profile plane to give you this dimension. I am hatching it. This space you are able to see from the side view. So this is what you will get on your profile plane. Okay. So now how we are converting this? Still it is looking what we have seen here on the right hand side of your screen. What we have seen on this side, it seems to be your 3D view only. Okay, the planes are orientation. Planes orientation are like this for your front view, top view, and your side view. Okay. Now, how to represent this in 2D? This is shown over here. You have to open it. I will show it once again. When the object was placed, if you are able to see my video, let me stop the screen there so that you can see the video. Yeah. When the object was placed on your first quadrant, so this is your horizontal plane and its impression is falling on this horizontal plane. Okay, so top view is coming here. Front view, we are projecting on this vertical plane. Okay, so this is still in 3D representation. How we will bring it to 2D? For that, we need to open this plane. How we will open it? You have to take it down. So what will happening? What is happening to this? When I am opening this horizontal plane is coming to the bottom side. Suppose this was the line of intersection. This was the line of intersection of your horizontal plane and vertical plane. So this is called as your reference line in 2D. This will be your reference line. This will be your reference line. This will be your above reference line, your vertical plane. This is your horizontal plane. Okay. So if the object is placed in first quadrant, where will be your front view? Front view was falling onto your vertical plane. Okay. So front view will be above your reference line. Okay. And top view was falling on your horizontal plane. So it will be below your reference line. Okay. Let's see it in the figure once again. Yes. So this is what you can see here. Now we have opened those profile planes. So this XY is your reference line. This XY, capital XY, it is written here. It is your reference line. Let me write it somewhere. You also should note running notes. Okay. Uh, Simply listening is not, it will be helpful for you. Just keep a notebook with yourself, and some of the points you cannot, you will not be able to write all the points. Okay. But running notes, some of the important points that I'm highlighting, you must note down on your notebook. It will be helpful for your future. And what I am doing, I have created the Canvas account, and many of you have accepted that account. In your Canvas account, you will see one section called pages. So whatever the classes I am taking here, it is automatically recording in that Zoom software. So that video lecture I am posting in your Canvas account. So after the lecture in the evening time, you have to go through that video lecture, and you have to complete your notes. Notes should be ready, because after every weekend, whatever, suppose this week we have two classes, one on Tuesday and this is on Friday. So when you will come for the next class, that is your coming Tuesday, I will create an assignment in your Canvas. Okay, how to do create those assignment, how you will submit that assignment, that I will give you one demonstration. But you have to complete your notes. You have to use some software, scanning software through your mobile phone, like Adobe Scanner is there. Like that, many scanner softwares are there. You people might be knowing better than me. You have to scan all those notes in your mobile phone, and you have to upload it in your Canvas. So for every person, it will be stored automatically, that I will see what time, what date you have submitted. And based on that, day-to-day assessment, some score is there in your final credit that I will give based on that. Okay. So you can follow the running notes procedure, and in the evening or whenever you are free, you can complete your notebook. The notebook should be ready all the time. This is your reference line. Okay. And as we have opened it, so the vertical plane will go above your reference line. This is your vertical plane VP, and horizontal plane that was initially like this horizontal. Now we have opened it. So it will come down. Okay. How we are opening it? We are opening it in this direction. Okay. Once again, you can see here, we are opening it in clockwise direction. So this horizontal plane will go below your reference line. So top view, you will get below your reference line. Front view, you will get above your reference line. Now, come to this PP, profile plane. This we are moving in this direction. So it will be coming to your right hand side. Okay. The observer, the point to be noted here, all of you pay attention. One point. Okay. Observer is looking it from which side? This is your object, and observer is on this side. This is left hand side. Point to be noted. This is left hand side view of the object. Okay, but where the shadow is falling? The shadow is falling to the right hand side of your vertical plane or your front view. Okay, so that's why you can see or remember or keep in your mind LSV here. It is written in short form. What LSV is representing? Left hand side view. Left side view, LHSV. And where it is falling? It is falling to the right hand side of your front view. Keep this in mind always. Okay, where the object is kept? In first quadrant or third quadrant? Type in the chat box. Object is placed in first quadrant or third quadrant for the image that is visible to you on your screen. First quadrant, very good. Some students are replying. Yes. Like this, you have to give the response. Very good. One of the student is asking, sir, will you send any notes in WhatsApp group? No. Notes you have to create. Now you are going to be an engineering graduate. Okay. So two things you have to learn. The first, that running notes, how you have to write, that you have to learn. Lectures will be going on. Okay. This is your first year. When you will be going to your second year or third year or final year, professors will give you the lecture. You have to note down important points during the classroom. Okay. And now due to this online system, earlier we were providing the notes. Now we have this online system. So we will be sharing all the lectures date wise, okay, or unit wise to your Canvas account so that you can study it and you prepare your own notes. Okay. This is not that much complicated subject. Okay. So you have to remember so many equations or you have to derive those equations. Only thing, some basic terminologies are there, representations are there that you have to keep in your mind and you have to prepare your own notes. Okay. And you have to upload it in your Canvas when I will create the assignment. Okay. So this week we have covered whatever the points, theory portion. Everything you have to prepare your own notes. You have to scan it and you have to upload it in your Canvas. Okay. So I will tell you, give you the demonstration how to do that. Don't worry. Okay. So the object, when the object is placed in first quadrant, what is the point to be noted? Keep this in your mind, because when I will keep the object in third quadrant, this orientation will change. Okay. So when the object is first kept in your first quadrant, what is to be noted, I will write here. Let me clear these annotations so that it will be more clearly visible. Okay. Yeah, here on the right hand side corner, you can see I'm drawing one box or square box. This is representing your paper. Okay. This is representing your paper. In this paper, I'm drawing one reference line, that is your XY. X, this is your Y. What you have seen here in this figure. This is your XY reference line. Okay, now I'm doing the partition. I'm doing the partition of this vertically also. So here, if this is your, what will be this your? This is your vertical plane. This is your horizontal plane. And this is your profile plane. Okay. So front view will come here. Top view will come here. And this side. Which view will come here? Type in the chat box. This is right side to your front view. So opposite, left hand side view will come on this side. Okay. So this is your, when the object is placed in first quadrant. When the object is placed in your first quadrant, then the orientations, this X and Y reference line, VP, HP, profile plane, and LHSV, that is coming to the right hand side of your front view. You have to keep this in your mind. Okay. When we will keep the object in your third quadrant, then exactly reverse will happen. That's why I'm highlighting this point. Okay. So let's see what is written on this slide also. In this method, the object is assumed to be situated in first quadrant, means above HP, in front of VP. Okay, first quadrant, if anybody asks you, what do you mean by first quadrant? So in that situation, you have to tell the object, what is kept, it is above HP, it is above HP, and it is in front of your vertical plane. If it is satisfying this condition, then it is said that object is in your first quadrant. Okay. Second thing is, object is in between observer and the plane. Yes. Observer is sitting over here. So that's why you are getting the front view. from this side. After observer, what is coming? Your object is coming. After object, what is coming? Your plane of projection is coming. So what is the sequence? Object is in between observer and the plane. Okay, this you have to keep in your mind. Okay, this is for your first angle projection method. What we are looking? First angle projection method. Okay, so this is all about your first angle projection method. Now, whatever I have told you, I have kept a small notes for that. What is the principle of projection? If straight lines are drawn from various points on the contour of an object to meet a plane, the object is said to be projected on that plane. Figure formed by joining the correct sequence of the points at which this line meets the plane is called projection of the object. Whatever I have shown you in those diagrams, okay, those things only written here. The line from the object to the plane are called as your projectors. Okay, now there are 4 projection methods: orthographic, isometric, oblique projection, perspective projection. Okay, I have discussed here your orthographic, and I have given you a glimpse about your perspective projection also. Okay, these 2 things I have discussed. The point that you have to keep in your mind is the first one, the orthographic projection is for 2D representation. I will write here 2D representation. Rest everything, this isometric view, oblique view, perspective view, these all the 3 are representing your 3D views. Okay, all the 3 are representing your 3D views. Among these 3, second, third, and fourth, I have shown you what is perspective projection. Now, oblique projection and isometric projection, I will show you later part of the class. What is meant by isometric and what is your oblique projection, that we will see in the later part of this lecture. Okay. Now, this is the only point that you can take away from this slide. What are those points? The first point is your there are 4 methods of projection. Orthographic, you have to remember the names only. Okay, what are the 4 methods of projection? The first one is your orthographic projection, isometric projection, oblique projection, perspective projection. These are the 4 methods of projection. Among these, the first one, that is your orthographic projection, is your 2D representation, and remaining 3 are giving you only the 3D views. Okay, the remaining 3 will give you the 3D views. This is from the methods of projection. Okay, from this first paragraph, what are the takeaway points? Okay, that we have already discussed, that there is some plane of projection on which the light rays, when it will be passing through the contours of the object, and it will strike or it will pierce the plane of projection. When you join those points in a correct sequence, okay, then you will get the projection of that object onto this plane, that is called as your projection plane. That's it. Now, what else I have written here? Let's see. The above method 2, 3, 4 represent the object by pictorial view as I see it. So our eye see 3D views. Okay. In this method of projection, 3-dimensional object is represented on a projection plane by one view only. Okay. Suppose if I am looking this object from my eye, any object, my eye is not just after looking this object, it will not make its front view, top view, side view. We have to apply our brain and we have to see, if we are looking it from front, what I can see. If I am looking it from the top, what I will see. Okay. So the actual 3D view will give you only one view. Okay. while the orthographic projection that we use to draw is represented by 2 or 3 views. Okay, 2 or 3 views. That is the front view, top view, or side views. Okay, if you will see, we will be having how many views? If one object is there, one simple component I have kept in my hand. Okay, yeah, a simple cuboid is there. Okay, now how many views? Suppose I am the observer, or suppose you are the observer, you are looking it from your screen. This is your front view, back side view, top view, bottom view. One will be your side one view 1, side view 2. For you and me, it will be contradicting because my left, I think it will be your right, what is visible on the screen. Okay. So I will say side view 1, side view 2. So we will be having 6 different views. Okay. Now you tell me, very simple question I am going to ask you. Okay. Now you can see the dimensions. In front view, in your front view, what you can see, this rectangle you will be able to see, this rectangle. Okay. In front view, you are able to see this rectangle. Okay. So what dimensions you are able to see? You are able to see this width and the height of the any object. So in your front view, you will be able to see only 2 views. You will not be able to see the depth. What is the depth of this object? Okay. If you are looking it from the front side, you are able to see only one rectangle that is visible on the screen. And in this front view, what you can see? The height of the object, and you can see the width of the object. Okay. The height as well as the width of the object is visible because for any object we have normally 3 dimensions we consider x, y, and z. Okay. So here in any one view in orthographic projection, keep in your mind you are able to see only 2 dimensions, height and width. For the depth of the object, you have to either come to the top view where you can see the other 2 remaining views. In the top view, you are able to see one square. Okay. So here you can see the width as well as the depth of the object. So for proper representation of any object, you need at least 2 views, at least minimum. Okay, it can be your front and top, it can be your front or side, whatever. Minimum 2 or 3 views are required. Okay, this is a simple object that I have kept. Suppose I'll show you another component. Yeah, this is a cylinder. This is a cylinder in my hand. Okay, now I want the response of my students. Okay, if I am holding this cylinder like this, in front view, what you will get? If you are looking it from the front side, okay, what shape you are getting? Type in the chat box.
Rectangle.
Okay, very good. And if you look it from the top view,
Circle.
Circle.
very good, very good. So this is your cylinder. What is this one? Can you tell me what is this one? Primitives we have seen in the previous class. What is this called as?
Prism.
Prism.
This is prism. Okay. What is prism definition? 2 parallel surfaces. Here we have one triangle. On the top surface you have one triangle. Okay. All the corners are connected. So you are getting on the face one rectangle. Okay. So why I am showing you these things? Because later on I will tell you to draw the front view and top view of these components. When it is hold on HP, means horizontal plane. If it is resting on my hand, it is parallel to the surface of the table, or you can say the earth. So this is, you can say it is a horizontal plane. So what will be its projections? Okay. And one more thing that you can keep in mind, if I'll change the orientation. Suppose if it is like this, you are able to see this complete rectangle. Okay. Now the dimension also you see, you are able to see the true dimension of this rectangle. Okay. Now suppose I am tilting this. I have tilted this. Now what happened to this rectangle? From your eye, you are able to see this length little bit shorter. So when you will project it, you will not get actual size of your rectangle. Okay. So its orientation also matters. That is what I am trying to convey you. Okay. Orientation of the object matters a lot. When we will see in details of these components, then it will be more clear. Now, what is this?
Pyramid.
Pyramid. Very good. So likewise, we have so many components over here. What is this?
Cone.
Cone.
Everybody knows that this is a cone. Now tell me, okay, what is the front view of this cone?
Triangle.
Top view,
Circle.
you will get a circle, correct? Okay. When the object is when I have holded the object like this, then you will get simple geometry. As you have said that you will get one triangle, okay? And when you will look it from the top side, you will be able to see this circle. So you have told me when the object is in simple position, means I am holding it like this. Now suppose I will change the orientation like this. Now this time it will be difficult. What will be the front view? Because this time it will not be a triangle. This time its top view also it will not be a circle. It will be certain different complicated shapes. Okay, how to draw those complicated shapes we will see in your separate unit. Okay, for time being you just see what is its projection in simple position. Okay, so this is what I want to show you. Again, I will come back to my slide. Okay. Here we have seen each projection view represents two dimensions of an object, as I have shown you in the example. In one view, you can see only two dimensions. Okay. For complete description of the three-dimensional object, at least 2 or 3 views are required. What I have told you just now. Okay. So this is your complete principle of projection. Now, few basic examples I have taken on the slide. Okay, this is your one simple object of T shape. You can see these lines are perpendicular. Okay, I'm trying to make this line straight as much as I can. Okay, but pardon me if it is not completely straight. Okay. This is a three-dimensional object. Okay, so this is the complete object. Now, front view here it is specified that from this side the observer is looking to the object. Okay, now for light rays I will use certain different colors. They are coming from infinite distance and they are parallel to each other. You can see these lines. Okay, so these are your light rays or the projector lines. Here you can see, here it is represented by dashed lines, but don't use dashed lines. Okay, dashed lines I have told you in the first class, it is used for hidden lines. Okay, for projector lines you can use thin lines. Okay, so for this portion, if you look it from the front side, the portion that I'm hatching, that face you will be able to see in your on your projection plane. Okay, so the hashed portion, that you will be able to see that is drawn here. Okay, so this is called as the projection of your object. I'm showing you for simple objects. Afterwards, I will give you little bit complicated objects. So this is for your understanding, and then you have to apply your concept and you have to draw. Suppose if I'll give you any 3D component, what will be its front view, what will be its top view, you have to draw it. Okay. So when we will look onto this object from the front side, this shape you will get that is drawn over here on the right hand side. Okay. So what are the dimensions that you are able to see? You will be able to
Sir,
see this
your
W.
voice is not so clear, sir.
Voice is not coming clear. Whether this problem is faced by everyone or you only?
Clear, sir.
Yeah, so maybe for you only some network issues will be there on your side. So that's why it is breaking. Okay. Or sometimes maybe from my side, if internet will be weak, so sometimes the voice will break. Okay. Um, so pay attention here. What dimension we are able to see in the top view is your W here. Okay. And the height of the object you will be able to see. That is your capital H. What is written here? It is here capital H and H is your W. So these are the two dimensions that you will be able to see in your front view. Okay. Keep in your mind here, you are able to see only two dimensions. Okay. Now coming, this is your front view. Okay. Now, what projection you will get if you will look it from the top? Okay. Some sound is coming. Please mute yourself. Two students. Yeah, mute yourself. Or some disturbing noise is coming. Yeah. Here, you can see on this screen that I have taken 3D representation of the plane, and then I have converted this 3D representation into your 2D representation. Okay. So on the left hand side, you are having 3D representation. On the right hand side, this is your 2D representation. Okay. So front view we have already discussed in your previous slide. Here you can see if you look the object from the top, this region, which is a shaded region or the hatched region, these surface you will be able to see from the top. Okay. Along with these faces, this line you will also see. I'm highlighting it dark. This line you will be able to see. So what you are getting one rectangle here. And these two continuous lines are also coming into the picture because these two lines will be visible when you will look it from the top side. Okay. Now, if we have to open this, I have told you we will open the vertical plane in this direction. We will open this vertical plane in this direction, and we will open the horizontal plane in downward direction. This is for first quadrant. I'm writing here first. This is for your first quadrant. Okay. So when we will open it, this is the line of intersection of your front view and a vertical plane and horizontal plane. So that will be converted here in your 2D plane like this. So this will become your reference line represented by XY. Okay. So here you will get your BP, this is your HP, this is your top view. Remember below reference line, keep this in your mind. Okay. Below reference line, you are getting the top view. Above reference line, you are getting the front view. Okay. So this is a simple object. Now, how to open the plane? How to open the plane? You see on this screen. As I have told you, this is your first quadrant, this is your second quadrant, third quadrant, this is your fourth quadrant. First quadrant is represented by above HP in front of VP. Second quadrant is represented by above HP behind VP. Okay. Likewise, your third quadrant is represented by below HP behind VP. And the fourth one is your below HP in front of VP. Okay. So, what you can see here, how to convert this 3D orientation of your coordinate system into 2D. How we will do. So, in previous slide, I have told you for first quadrant how to do. In the previous slide, I have told you about. So we are opening this vertical plane like this. And your horizontal plane in this direction. So we are getting one above reference line, below reference line. Okay. Now think this plane or this surface, it is opened in above side. Okay, it will be open in above side, and this will be open in this direction. Okay, so suppose you have seen for the case of first quadrant, I have shown you. I will draw here 4 rectangles. Let me draw one box. Just below I will draw for first quadrant. Okay, first quadrant, what I am getting, this is the reference line. Okay, X, and this is your Y. So when we are opening this, if this is your reference line for first quadrant, if the object is placed in first quadrant and I am opening it as per the arrow marks that I have made here. Okay, so where VP will go, this will be your vertical plane and this will be your horizontal plane for first quadrant. Now come to the second quadrant. So here for this first case, top view, where your top view will come, here your top view will come, and here your front view will come. Now come to the second quadrant. If object is placed in second quadrant, what is happening? This plane is coming in this direction and this plane is going in this direction, and this is your reference line at the center. So what you will get overlapping surfaces. This will be your X, this will be your Y, that is representing this reference line. Okay, and vertical plane as well as horizontal plane, they will be overlapping on each other. It will not be below your reference line. This is for when the object is placed in second quadrant. Okay, so this vertical plane and horizontal plane will be overlapping on each other because we are opening this in this direction and we are opening this plane in this direction. Okay, so it will be overlapping on each other. Whether this part is clear or not, you tell me in the chat box. For second quadrant, is it clear or not? Overlapping vertical plane and horizontal plane. Yes. One student replied, waiting for the others. Very good. 2, 3 students replied. What about the rest of the students? If it is not clear, you tell me. I will explain it once again. I have received only 2 responses. Whether it is clear to all of you or not, you tell me.
Yes, sir.
Clear?
Yes.
Okay. One student has written, sir, please explain it once again. Okay. And okay, I will explain it once again. And this time I will be using that real example. Let me close this screen share so that my video will be visible. I will take that glass board. Okay. Okay. So for the case of first angle projection, I was telling when the object is placed over here. I am considering that I am the observer and the object is placed here. Okay. So for this case, I was putting the arrow mark. I was taking this downside. Okay. And this on that side. So what will happen to that? If I am talking about front side, so I am closing this side. Okay. Only one quadrant I will consider. So the object is placed over here. So what I am doing, I am taking it to downside. Okay, so automatically it will be opened. This portion will go on that side. So what you are getting like this. So your vertical plane is this, horizontal plane is this. This is your reference line. Okay, when the object is placed in first quadrant. Now let's see what if the object is in second quadrant. In second quadrant means on this side, what I am doing, I am taking this to upside. As you have seen in the diagram, arrow mark I have shown here, that I am taking this on this side, means clockwise direction. Okay, so this is your horizontal plane, this is your vertical plane. This face is your vertical plane, this is your horizontal plane. You have to take it in clockwise direction. For me, it is clockwise. Okay, so what it is happening, this this shape you are getting, this upper part. The horizontal plane is overlapping on your vertical plane. And this is your reference line. What I have drawn it there. Okay. Now, if we will talk about the third quadrant, means object is placed in third quadrant here. So what will happen? It will go in clockwise direction. So the horizontal plane, this horizontal plane will go in clockwise direction. So this will be your horizontal plane. Horizontal plane, which view is coming? Tell me. Anyone? On horizontal plane, you are getting top view or front view?
Top view.
Yes. So earlier, when the object is placed in first quadrant, okay, this HP, this horizontal plane is going in downward direction. So top view is coming below your reference line. Okay, pay attention. Okay. When the object is placed in your third quadrant, this is your horizontal plane and this is going in upward direction. Okay, this is going in upward direction. So object was placed in third quadrant. This was your horizontal plane. Top view is coming on your horizontal plane. So top view is going above your reference line. Okay. So here you see only the orientation in which I am rotating this part is going in downward direction. Keep this in your mind. This is in going in downward direction. This is going in upward direction. Okay. Suppose you forget about this vertical plane. Keep it as it is. Okay. Only focus on this horizontal plane. This is going in clockwise direction. So it will go downside. It will go upside. Okay. Now I am coming back to the diagram that I have drawn. This is very important that you must understand how to open the planes. Okay, see here. Let me clear whatever I have written here. Let me erase all these things. This time, to avoid confusion, I will not touch this vertical plane. I'm not going to touch this vertical plane. It will be as it is. What I will do, I will only open this horizontal plane. So keep this in your mind. We have to move this in clockwise direction. Clockwise direction. So it will go in downward direction here, and this surface will go in this side. Okay. So when you will open for first quadrant, you will get this or not. Vertical plane will be above your reference line. This is your reference line. Okay. So it will be above your reference line, this vertical plane. And this portion I am taking it down. I am rotating it. So it will go and it will be final position. Suppose this is your initial position. So it will come down in this direction and it will be in this direction. It will be coming to the bottom side. Okay. So what you will get? You will get a rectangle like this. Okay, that is what I have drawn here. One rectangle I have drawn here. One reference line I have drawn here. In the above portion, you will be having your vertical plane. In the bottom portion, you will be having your horizontal plane. This is for the case of your when the object is placed in first quadrant. Now, when the object is placed in second quadrant, keep it as it is. Vertical plane I will not touch. Okay. So this horizontal plane will go upside. This will go upside as I have shown you in the demonstration. So what you will see, the final position, for final position, let me choose some other color for better visibility. Okay. So the final position of this horizontal plane, when the object is in second quadrant, where it will go? It will be overlapping over here. Okay. It will be overlapping over here. And this will be your reference line as it is. Okay. So your vertical plane and horizontal plane both will be above your reference line XY. Okay. This is for second quadrant. Now for third quadrant, I am writing here on this side. What will happen? This horizontal plane will open up in clockwise direction. So it will go above. This will be your reference line and this will be your vertical plane on the downside. Okay. So again, you will get one rectangular box. This will be your reference line XY. Okay. And this time your HP will be above, your VP will be downside. This is the 2D representation when the object is in third quadrant. Okay. So we all know that when the object is in third quadrant or wherever, top view is forming on your horizontal plane. So here your top view will come to this side and front view will come to this side. Reverse, exact reverse of your first quadrant you are observing here in third quadrant. And again, how will be the fourth quadrant? When the object is in fourth quadrant, this will open up and it will go down and it will be overlapping with your this plane. Okay, so this time what we will get, this will be your reference line, and both HP and BP will be below your reference line. This is your X, this is your Y, and both HP and BP will be below your reference line. So top view and front view projections, both you will get below your reference line. Okay. So for these two cases, that is your fourth quadrant and second quadrant, objects or the projections will be overlapping on each other. So it will look quite clumsy. Okay. It will not look good. So that's why it is not used for projection method. Second, when the object is held in second quadrant or when the object is kept in your fourth quadrant, it is not studied, because for point and line it is fine. But when you will keep any object, then it will be very clumsy. Top view and front view both will be above your reference line. All will be intersecting each other. So that's why we will not study this second quadrant and fourth quadrant. Okay, now what is left with you is your first quadrant and your third quadrant. In our country, India, BIS we follow. Okay, so in our country, the standard that we follow is your first angle projection method. In countries like US, Europe, they follow third angle projection method. Okay, so it will be more clear when we will see few more examples. So by this time you keep how to open the plane, and I hope it is clear to all of you. Okay, we will see few examples for this. Don't worry. Yeah. Now, what is the difference in the slide that is here in front of you and the slide we have solved here? Here you will see the object is placed in first quadrant. So the front view was coming over here above your reference line, and top view is coming below your reference line. Object is placed in first quadrant. Keep in your mind. Now this is your another orientation where the object is kept in third quadrant. Now you think and analyze. Okay, I'm giving you 2 minutes. Okay, you think and analyze how these projections are being made. The top view and the front view. The top view and the front view. You think and analyze. Here, if you will see, the shape you are getting the same what you have obtained in the previous one. Okay, only thing their position is changed. Top view is now coming above your reference line. This is your reference line, and the front view is your below reference line. Okay. So this is your front view. This is your top view. If the observer, we are looking it from this side, we are looking it from this side. Okay. So observer is here. Observer is here. Then your plane of projection is coming. This is your plane of projection now. This is your plane of projection where you are getting this projected image, this T shape you are getting, okay, and this is your actual object. Actual object is located over here. This is your object. So first observer is coming, then plane of projection is coming, plane of projection. First observer is coming, second plane of observer is coming, then third object is coming. Okay, in the previous case, observer was on this side, observer is coming here, then your object is coming, and then finally your plane of projection. Okay, so the first is your observer, then object, and then plane of projection. Normally in each and every examination, difference between first angle and third angle projection is asked. Each and every examination, this topic is very important. Okay, so I'm telling you, and I will show you one tabulated format also in which all the points will be covered at once. Someone has unmuted. Please mute yourself. Yeah. So this we have seen. Again, here you can observe that how the object will look when it is in first quadrant. For quadrant, I am writing Q. Here the object is when it is in third quadrant. Okay. Front view is there, but see here the reference line. For first angle projection, when the object is in first quadrant, this is your reference line. So front view is above your reference line. For third angle projection method, this is your reference line. So the front view is below reference line. Okay, this point you keep in your mind. What about top view? When the object is in quadrant, it has first angle projection, and top view is below reference line. When the object is placed in third quadrant, this is called as third angle projection, and the top view is going above your reference line. Okay. So when we will combine this, you will get this one for your this left hand side figure. This is first quadrant. The right hand side figure, this is third quadrant. Okay, so when the object is placed in first quadrant, it is called as first angle projection method. First angle projection method. Okay, and this is your third angle projection method. Okay, so this is the orientation of your front view and top view for first angle projection and third angle projection. I have one video. Let's see whether it is playing or not. Okay, in this desktop it is not visible. No issue. I will try to show you in another system. Just wait for a few minutes. This video is not playing. Yes, now I would like to show you one animation. Okay, so I'm directly playing it on YouTube. It is related to projection of points and lines. Whether the sound is coming or not? Please tell me whether the sound is coming or not.
Coming, sir.
No, no, sir.
Okay.
No, sir.
No, sir.
No.
No, sir.
And the video is lagging.
Sound is not coming. Yeah, many
No,
students.
sir. ఏం చూపిస్తాడో ఇది అత్తే దిక్కాలి.
Then the image HP is known as top view or plan.
Audible, sir, now.
The object is in the first quadrant. The projection up is the first angle projection. Similarly, if object is situated in the third quadrant, then projection is known as third angle projection. In the first angle projection, the object lies above HP and in front of VP. The projection of the object is like a mirror image. For the third angle projection, the object lies below the HP and the shape of an object is represented as a combination.
Now it is coming.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes.
finally.
Of
Now let's see.
elements, points, lines, and planes. Using these elements as tools of drawing, we can project an outline of the object on the paper. We will use orthographic projection, where lines of sight are parallel to each other. These lines emerge from the corner points of the object and strike the projection plane. The image formed on the projection plane is known as the projection. The lines of sight are also known as the projectors. The size and the shape of the projection depends on the angle at which the object is being viewed and the distance between the object and the viewer. The projectors are perpendicular to the plane of projection. This type is known as orthogonal projection, which is prominently used in engineering drawing as they show true size proportions and shape of the objects. Planes of projection are mutually perpendicular planes known as principal or reference planes. One of them is the vertical plane VP and other one is horizontal plane HP. The intersecting line XY is the reference line. These intersecting planes create four quadrants named as first, second, third, and fourth in anti-clockwise direction. There is one more plane known as auxiliary vertical plane AVP or profile plane PP. We use AVP when the view is from the left side or the right side of the object. Alright, now consider the object in the first quadrant. Looking at it from the front side, the image is formed on the VP and is known as front view or elevation. And if we look at it from the top, then the image formed on the HP is known as top view or plan. As the object is in the first quadrant, the projection obtained is the first angle projection. Similarly, if object is situated in the third quadrant, then projection is known as third angle projection. In the first angle projection, the object lies above HP and in front of VP. The projection of the object is like a mirror image. For the third angle projection, the object lies below the HP and behind VP, and plane of projection is assumed to be transparent, lies between the observer and the object. So the line of sight passes through the plane, thus forming an image of the object. So with these fundamentals of projection, we are ready to delve deeper into engineering drawing.
Okay, so I hope this has given you some idea of pictorial representation through animation, how it is happening.
बना सकते हैं तो ये दोनों व्यू जो है आप आसानी से बना सकते हैं. वैसे आज हम ये आइसोमेट्रिक व्यू से ऑर्थोग्राफ
This symbol we will see
afterwards, okay, because it will further give you certain complexity. Okay, I would like to show you this image first. What we have observed there, okay, in first angle you have seen that first observer was there, then object, and then its projection plane was there. Exactly reverse was the case for your third angle projection. Observer was there, then projection plane, and then object. Okay, and this is the graphical representation of first angle projection that you must remember. Graphical representation of first angle and graphical representation of your third angle projection method. Okay, now how they are coming, how you are getting this graphical representation, that we will see. Suppose this is a frustum of a cone top surface is cut out. Okay, now follow the first half, that is your first angle projection. If the observer is looking from this side, okay, what will happen? The projections will go in this direction. And you will get a shape from this side also, you will get like this. And what you will get, you will get this shape in your front view. Okay, the frustum of a cone, the top portion of this triangle is cut out. If you will see it from side view, the projection will form on the profile plane and you will get two circles, two concentric circles. The meaning of concentric circle is the center of both the circles will remain the same. So this is your center. So if you will open it, what you will get? If you will open this plane, so you will get a shape like this. Okay, what you have seen in the next slide. This portion, this cut portion. For first angle projection we have seen, okay, this cut portion is coming to your left hand side and this circle will be on your right hand side. Okay, so this is what here, this portion is on your left hand side and this circle is on your right hand side. Okay, now see the case of third angle projection. Here the object is placed in third quadrant. Okay, and we all know that observer is over here, then your projection plane will come, then object will come, and the projection will be on this side. Okay, and side view will come on side view, you will get circles. Okay, so the circles will come on to this side. So this is why here your circle is on left hand side and this, the projection of your frustum of cone, the front view is coming on this side. Basically this circle is nothing but left hand side view, represented by, abbreviated as LHSV, left hand side view. Okay, left hand side view. So this is the graphical representation of your first angle projection, graphical representation of your third angle projection method. Okay, so you have seen many points on which you can differentiate between what is first angle and what is third angle projection method, that is on your screen now. Okay, this question is very important. Okay, all of you pay attention and see what are those points. Direct question, what is the difference between first angle projection method and third angle projection method? On left hand side we are having first angle projection method. Here the object is placed in first quadrant. We all know that. The opposite side, for third angle projection, object is placed in third quadrant. Okay, whatever we have seen till now, we are going to summarize it here. In first angle projection, the object lies between observer and the plane of projection. Observer and the plane of projection. Okay. As you can see here, the object is lying between observer and plane of projection. Okay. In the third angle method, plane of projection is coming in between observer and the object. You can see here clearly. Plane of projection, this is your plane of projection. The plane of projection is coming between your observer and the object. So, this is your next point. Plane of projection lies between observer and the object. Okay. In first angle projection, the plane of projection is non-transparent. While in the case of third angle, the plane of projection is considered or is assumed to be transparent. Okay. Now, point number 4, in this method, views are drawn in their relative positions. Means plan comes below elevation. What is plan? Plan is your front view or top view. Who will tell me? Elevation means height. It is telling you the height. So height is visible in front view. Okay, elevation is in front view. So here that term is used. So plan means top view, elevation means front view. Okay, so plan will come below the elevation in the case of first angle projection. Okay, and the left hand side view will come right to the right of your elevation. Elevation means your front view. So this is your point number 4. Same reverse will be there for your third angle projection. Here the views are drawn to the relative position. Plan. Plan means top view. Top view will come above elevation. Elevation means front view. Okay. And left hand side view will be drawn to the left hand side of the elevation. Okay. So this is the difference between first angle projection and third angle projection method. So this method of projection is recommended by Bureau of Indian Standards. Means in India, we follow first angle projection, and in countries like USA and some other countries, they follow third angle projection method. So these are the 5 basic differences between your first angle and third angle projection. Okay. Is this clear to all of you? We have 10 minutes left. Is this clear to all of you? Type in the chat box, clear, sir. Let me see how many of you are still active at the end of 2 hours. Very good. I can see students are sending the message. Very good. Okay. So this is all about your first angle projection method and third angle projection method. Now, one more video I am having, I would like to show you. Let me see whether it is playing from here or I have to play it from your YouTube. Okay, here it is not playing. So wait for a few seconds. I will be playing it on YouTube. So I hope this is visible to all of you. Just see this animation. It will give you more clear idea about this first angle and third angle projection method.
Okay.
Sound is coming?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So here you can see this is your object, this is your observer, and here you are getting the projections. Okay, here, and in the case of your third angle projection system, observer, then plane of projection, then your object is coming. Okay, and if this is not transparent, then you will not be able to see this projection. So for the case of third angle projection, here this plane is transparent. However, in your first angle projection, it is not transparent. Okay, so let's continue with the video. Yeah, here you can see for first angle system, front view is your above reference line, top view is below reference line, and this is on to my left hand side, so this is your right hand side view. When we see on your third angle projection, top view is above your reference line, front view is below reference line, and your right hand side view is on your right hand side. Okay. So this is the projection symbol actually. This is the projection symbol, how we get this symbol for first angle system and how we get symbol for this third angle projection system. So I hope now this concept of what is this first angle projection method, what is third angle projection method is clear to all of you. With this, I will stop here. If you have any doubt, then you can ask me from today's class. If you are having any doubt from the today's class, you can ask me, or we will stop here. If you have no doubt, you can type in the chat box ND, N for no, D for doubt. If you have doubt, you ask me. Okay, very good. Okay, if there is no doubt, then we can stop here. By today evening or by tomorrow, I will be uploading this entire video on your Canvas account. So those who have not accepted the invitation for your Canvas, please accept that invitation, okay, so that you will be able to access all the teaching materials. That Canvas is nothing but it is a learning management software, okay. So we will be using to give you all the study materials or assignments, okay, whatever is there, we will be using that learning management software Canvas to communicate with the students, okay. All the study materials, video lectures, assignments, everything you have to submit in your Canvas account, okay. With these words, I will stop my lecture. All the best and have a nice day.